Could that old quarter sitting in your drawer really be worth over $1 million? Believe it or not, one rare 1976 D Washington quarter is reported to have sold for an astonishing $1.6 million. But not every 1976 quarter is a golden ticket. So how do you know if yours is special? A quick background on the 1976 D quarter first. Let's understand the basics and 1976. To celebrate America's bicentennial, that's 200 years since the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Mint released special designs for quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins. These are known as bicentennial coins, and the quarter features a colonial drummer on the back instead of the usual eagle. Now, if your quarter has a little D mint mark just below George Washington's ponytail on the front, that means it was minted in Denver. The myth and the $1 million coin. Now to the big question. Why is one of these coins worth $1.60 million? A collector's dream coin recently made headlines due to a unique combination of errors, condition, and rarity. Let's break that down. Some coins are struck incorrectly at the mint. The $1 million quarter may have been double struck on the wrong metal planchet, or had a unique die flaw. That means mint state, nearly flawless under magnification. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Unusual finishes not meant for circulation can boost value. One coin that checked these boxes went to auction and collectors battled for it, driving the price into the millions. What yours might be worth. Now, here's what you really want to know. How much is your 1976 D quarter worth? Most 1976 D quarters are worth just 25 cents. Some in excellent condition might fetch $2 to $10. But if you spot one with a rare error or it's in exceptional mint state, you could be holding onto a coin worth hundreds, thousands, or more. 25 cents, $1 uncirculated MS60 to MS65. $5, $30, $150, 1, 000 plus $5, 000, $50, 000, $1.6 M. Extremely rare and possibly unique. How to check if you have a valuable one. Here's a simple checklist. D mint mark bicentennial drummer design, no signs of wear, uncirculated, oddities like doubling, off-center strikes, or wrong planchet. Look for PCGS or NGC certified coins with high MS grades. If your coin ticks these boxes, it's time to get it professionally evaluated. Where and how to sell. Don't rush. Here's what smart sellers do. Research. Check prices on PCGS.com or ngcoin.com. Get it graded by a reputable company. Consider listing at heritage auctions, great collections, or trusted coin dealers. Never clean your coin. It can destroy its value. Final thoughts. That old coin in your kitchen drawer might not make you a millionaire, but if you know what to look for, it just might surprise you. And if you're like many people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, or even 70s, finally digging through old jars and inherited boxes, you might be closer to cashing in than you think. Don't toss it. Don't spend it. Check it. I'm diving into a fascinating story about a rare gem from the United States, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar with no mint mark. Yes, you heard that right. Some of these quarters, normally just everyday change, have become incredibly valuable, with some fetching up to $1.4 million in today's market. If you have old coins tucked away, this video is a must-watch. You might just be sitting on a gold mine. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932. It's instantly recognizable, the profile of George Washington on the front and an eagle on the back until 1998. Normally, quarters minted from 1965 to 1967 don't have a mint mark because the U.S. Mint stopped using mint marks on coins during those years. So here's the kicker. Almost every 1965 quarter you find out there will not have a mint mark because the coins were minted at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but no mint marks were used for that 3-year period. Most 1965 quarters are common and worth their face value, but some rare errors happened that make certain coins extraordinarily valuable. The 1965 no mint mark Washington quarter dollar that's worth up to $1.4 million is actually a result of a very rare minting error. This error coin is known as the no mint mark variety, but not just because mint marks were officially off. It's an extremely rare piece that experts believe slipped through the minting process under unusual circumstances. What makes this coin so valuable? The value comes from its extreme rarity combined with collector demand. Imagine, in a sea of millions of quarters produced that year, only a handful of these error coins exist. And in top condition, they're worth an astounding amount. A typical 1965 quarter is worth 25 cents, or maybe a little more to collectors if in mint condition. But a 1965 quarter with this specific no mint mark error, especially in high-grade condition, like perfect uncirculated or proof quality, can command prices in the six-figure range, even reaching $1.4 million at auction. Now, before you rush to empty your piggy bank or dig through your old coin jars, there are a few important things to know. First, don't just assume your coin is valuable. Many counterfeit or altered coins try to mimic rare errors. You'll want to have your coin professionally graded and authenticated by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. Second, the condition of the coin makes a huge difference. Coins graded as MS65 or higher are the ones that command the highest prices. Wear and tear will reduce value dramatically. Third, remember that the market for rare coins can fluctuate. While $1.4 million is a headline number from an auction, typical sales might range lower depending on demand and economic conditions. But here's the takeaway for you. If you find a 1965 Washington quarter with no mint mark, and it looks unusually perfect or has an oddity, it's worth getting it checked out by a pro. You might have a once-in-a-lifetime coin that could change your financial future. Do you have any old coins you're curious about? Drop a comment below or send a photo. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on spotting valuable coins. Hey everyone, if you've got old coins tucked away in drawers or jars, today's video could change your life. I'm talking about one of the most valuable and rare coins you might already own, the 1966 Washington quarter with no mint mark. Believe it or not, some of these quarters can be worth up to $1.3 million today. Stay with me, because I'm going to break down exactly what makes this coin so special and how to find out if you've got one. First, let's set the scene. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932 and is one of the most recognizable coins in America. In 1966, the U.S. Mint was producing quarters at different facilities, including Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Normally, coins from Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, so many quarters from that year have no mark. The 1966 no mint mark Washington quarter is super rare. Not because it has no mint mark, but because very few were actually released into circulation with certain unusual characteristics that make them valuable to collectors. These quarters are in near pristine condition and have an error that makes them stand out. So what exactly makes the 1966 no mint mark quarter worth so much? It boils down to two things: rarity and condition. During that year, most quarters were made with a different composition, and minting errors or specific variations became extremely scarce. Collectors prize these coins for their historical significance, scarcity, and condition, especially if they have no wear and tear and a clear, flawless finish. A perfect specimen of this quarter can command a jaw-dropping price of around $1.3 million in the current market. That's right, over $1 million for a single quarter. Now, let's talk about how you can spot one of these coins in your collection. Here's what to look for. This means no D or S on the quarter, just the date 1966 on the front. But remember, many quarters from Philadelphia had no mint mark, so this alone isn't enough. The coin should be in mint or near mint condition. No scratches, dents, or discoloration. The details on George Washington's profile should be crisp and clear. These coins were made during a shift in composition, so having the right weight and metal content is key. An expert or grading service can help verify this. It's highly recommended to get the coin graded by a trusted third party like PCGS or NGC to authenticate and verify its condition. If your quarter ticks these boxes, you might have a serious treasure. The 1966 no mint mark Washington quarter in pristine condition is valued at around $1.3 million, but prices can vary based on the coin's exact grade and market demand. Take your time to have the coin professionally graded and appraised. Look for coin dealers with strong reputations or sell through trusted auction houses. Selling through auctions or dealers might involve commissions or fees, so factor that in. Before selling, Get valuations from multiple sources. Selling a coin like this can be life-changing, so it pays to be careful and informed. If you suspect you've got a 1966 no-mint mark quarter that fits these criteria, here's a quick checklist to follow next. Handle the coin carefully. Avoid touching the face to prevent damage. Take high-quality photos for documentation. Contact a professional coin grader or a trusted coin appraiser. Research local or online coin clubs or societies for additional guidance. Consider getting insurance if your coin is officially valued high. Remember, even if your coin isn't the exact high-value version, many old quarters can still be worth more than face value. So, there you have it, the fascinating story of the 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter and how it could be worth over $1 million if you have the right one. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more coin collecting tips and market updates. And hey, if you find a rare coin in your collection, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1979 D-Mint mark Washington quarter-dollar coins, and why some of these coins could be worth as much as $1.5 million in today's market. Now, the Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since 1932, featuring the profile of George Washington on the front. But not all quarters are created equal. In 1979, the Denver Mint produced the Washington quarter with a D-Mint mark, indicating where it was made. Most of these quarters are common and worth just their face value. But today, we're focusing on a very special subset of these 1979 D quarters that collectors and investors are scrambling to find. So, why is a 1979 D quarter worth up to $1.5 million? It all boils down to rarity and condition. You see, the vast majority of these quarters are circulated, meaning they've been used in everyday transactions and show signs of wear and tear. But a few quarters were struck with extreme precision, perfectly preserved, and sometimes with unique minting errors that make them ultra-rare. Collectors prize these coins because they're essentially mint-condition gems from the late 70s, a time when most coins were heavily circulated. These rare quarters have been graded by professional coin grading services as gem mint or even higher, making them incredibly valuable. Let's break down the key factors that make these quarters worth so much. The Denver Mint's mark indicates origin and can add to value, especially in certain years. Coins with mirror-like finishes or nowhere are highly sought after. Sometimes, a minting error, like double die or off-center strikes, can skyrocket a coin's worth. Coins graded by companies like PCGS or NGC with high scores, like MS-67 or MS-68, can demand huge premiums. Now, you might be wondering, is it really possible to find a 1979 D quarter worth $1.5 million? The answer is yes, but it's extremely rare. There have been documented cases where ultra-high-grade, proof-like 1979 D quarters with exceptional qualities and grading have fetched prices in the six-figure to million-dollar range at auctions. But keep in mind, the average 1979 D quarter won't come close to that price. If you're lucky enough to own one of these rare finds, it's important to have it professionally graded and authenticated. Here's a quick guide you can use at home. It's a small letter D, just to the right of Washington's neck on the obverse side. Is the coin shiny? No scratches, nicks, or wear? Use a magnifying glass to spot doubled images or strange marks. If your coin looks perfect or has unique features, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. This step can increase its value massively. If you discover your 1979 D quarter might be worth thousands or even millions, how do you sell it safely? Avoid quick cash offers from unknown buyers. Find trusted coin dealers or auction houses. More opinions mean a fairer price. High-end coins often do best in auction settings where collectors compete. Have your grading certificate and photos ready. To everyone watching, whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who found some old coins at home, don't underestimate the value of your 1979 D Washington quarters. With a bit of luck and knowledge, you could be sitting on a real treasure. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins out there, the 1980 Washington quarter dollar with the elusive P mint mark. Believe it or not, some of these quarters are now worth over $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right. Million with an M. Background of the Washington quarter first. Let's get some history. The Washington quarter has been a staple in U.S. coinage since 1932, originally minted to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the decades, this quarter became one of the most widely circulated coins in America. The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, one of the main U.S. mints. Most quarters from 1980 don't carry this mint mark, making this specific variation exceptionally rare. Why is it so valuable? Now, you might be wondering, why is a quarter from 1980 suddenly worth millions? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and collector demand. In coin collecting, a small difference like a mint mark or a unique error can skyrocket a coin's value. The 1980p mint mark Washington quarter is an extremely rare find, especially in pristine condition. There are only a handful known to exist in the entire world, and that scarcity makes them incredibly valuable. The $1.6 million market value explained, so how do we arrive at that jaw-dropping $1.6 million figure? Well, in recent auctions, pristine examples of this coin, graded at the highest levels by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, have sold for around this amount. Grading plays a huge role. Coins graded as mint state 70, meaning perfect condition, command the highest prices. Even slight imperfections can reduce the value by hundreds of thousands. Do you think you might have one? Here's how to check. It's a small P, located on the obverse side near Washington's neck or under the year 1980. Is it shiny and free of scratches or wear? Or is it dull and worn? Check for any unusual features or errors. Sometimes errors add value. What to do if you have 1 inch if you think you have a 1980p mint mark Washington quarter in excellent condition? Here's what you need to do. Don't clean it. Cleaning can destroy value. Get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. This gives you a trusted certification. Reach out to reputable coin dealers or auction houses. Consider getting multiple appraisals before selling. Real stories and tips. I've heard incredible stories from viewers who discovered rare coins in old jars or passed down from grandparents. Some sold them for life-changing sums. One viewer just last year found a near-perfect 1980p quarter and sold it for over $1 million. So, don't toss those old coins. They might just be your golden ticket. Take the time to inspect them carefully, get expert advice, and who knows, you might be holding a piece of history worth millions. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more coin treasure tips, and share this with friends and family who might have forgotten coin collections. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. I love hearing your stories. We're diving into one of the most fascinating and rare coins in American numismatics, the 1983p mint mark Washington quarter dollar. Believe it or not, some of these coins are valued at a staggering $1.5 million today. Yes, you heard that right, $1.5 million. So, if you have quarters from 1983, stay tuned, because you might be sitting on a fortune. First, let's start with some basics. The Washington quarter is one of the most common coins in circulation. It's been around since 1932 and was designed by John Flanagan. Typically, quarters are worth 25 cents, or maybe a bit more if they're old or rare. But the 1983 P Mint Mark quarter is an exception that could be worth millions. Now, the P Mint Mark means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. Most 1983 quarters were made in massive quantities, millions and millions, so they're very common and normally worth just their face value. But there's a very special variant of this coin, and that's where the huge value comes in. The secret lies in a rare minting error that only a handful of these quarters have. These are known as the 1983 P double die obverse quarters or double die errors. On these coins, you'll notice doubling in the lettering or numbers. The date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust" look like they're stamped twice, slightly offset. These errors were caused by a mistake during the minting process, making them incredibly scarce and valuable to collectors. Because these errors are so rare, when they come to auction, collectors fight fiercely to get them, driving prices sky high. The most pristine examples, graded by experts as mint state 65 or higher, can fetch auction prices in the hundreds of thousands, even up to $1.5 million if the coin is in perfect condition and certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. That's why if you find a 1983 P quarter that looks off, if you notice doubled letters or numbers, don't just toss it or spend it. This coin could be your ticket to a massive payday. Here's a quick checklist to help you examine your quarters. Look at the date 1983 closely. Is the 8 or 3 doubled? Check the words Liberty and In God We Trust for any doubling or shadowing. Examine the rim and edges. Are they crisp and sharp? If you spot any doubling, hold on to the coin and consider having it professionally graded. Professional grading companies assess the condition of coins and assign a grade. Coins with higher grades command much higher prices. A 1983 P double die quarter graded MS65 or above could be worth hundreds of thousands to millions. Lower grades will be worth less but still far above face value. Now, I know many of you might be wondering, how do I sell these coins if I find one? It's important to use trusted auction houses or reputable coin dealers. Avoid quick cash offers or shady buyers who might undervalue your treasure. Sites like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or even local coin shows can help you connect with serious collectors willing to pay top dollar. Here are my top tips when selling rare coins. Always get your coin graded by a professional service. Research recent auction results to understand the market price. Get multiple offers before you sell. Be patient. Selling a rare coin can take time, but the payoff is worth it. So, if you've got a box of old quarters, especially from 1983, now's the time to take a closer look. That tiny coin in your pocket or drawer could be worth millions. Imagine what that kind of money could do for you and your family. If you want to learn more about rare coins, hidden coin errors, and how to sell them safely, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and check out my other videos. We're diving deep into a very special coin that many people have overlooked, the 1987 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. Believe it or not, some of these coins are now worth as much as $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, over $1 million from a single quarter. So if you're 30 to 70 years old and have old coins lying around, stay tuned because you could be sitting on a fortune. Historical photos of George Washington, images of quarters from different years. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, originally issued to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the decades, millions of these quarters have circulated, most worth just 25 cents. But occasionally, certain years and mint marks stand out due to rarity, errors, or special production runs. Today, we're focusing on the 1987 quarter with the P Mint mark. That's the Philadelphia Mint. Cut to image of Philadelphia Mint. Zoom in on a 1987 P quarter, highlighting the mint mark. Well, most 1987 quarters are common and worth face value. But a very rare variety exists that collectors call the 1987 P Washington quarter dollar with a specific error, a die variety or minting mistake that was only found in a handful of coins. These error coins have unique features like double die impressions or misplaced mint marks that make them incredibly rare. Examples of error coins with text highlights showing the specific differences. Because of this rarity, when one of these special error coins comes up for auction or sale, collectors are willing to pay massive sums. And that's how the value skyrocketed to around $1.4 million. Step-by-step close-ups of coin details. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if my 1987 P quarter is one of these rare, valuable coins? Here's what you should look for. Look closely at the mint mark, the letter P, on the front side near the date. Check for any doubling or distortion in the lettering or numbers. Inspect the surface for unusual scratches, raised lines, or minting anomalies. If you have a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe, now's the time to use it. Remember, these error coins are extremely rare. Most quarters won't have these features. But if yours does, it could be worth a fortune. Auction footage or images of coins sold at auction. According to recent auctions and collector reports, the 1987 P error quarters have fetched prices as high as $1.4 million. That's not a typo. Over $1 million for a quarter. This surge is driven by the scarcity and demand from serious collectors worldwide. Keep in mind, condition matters. Coins graded as mint state or near perfect condition are the ones commanding the highest prices. If you find one, you should get it professionally graded to confirm authenticity and condition. If you think you have one of these rare 1987 P quarters, here's what you should do. Don't clean or alter the coin. Cleaning can drastically reduce value. Take clear, high-quality photos showing all details. Consult a professional coin appraiser or reputable dealer. You can find these through the American Numismatic Association or trusted coin shops. Consider sending your coin for grading through services like PCGS or NGC to maximize its value. Be cautious when selling. Use reputable auction houses or dealers to get the best price. So, if you've got some old quarters tucked away in jars, drawers, or coin albums, don't overlook them, especially those 1987 P Washington quarters. They could be worth way more than you ever imagined, maybe even $1 million treasure. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with family and friends who love coin collecting or might have old coins lying around. And hit that subscribe button. We bring you the best tips and stories about coins, collectibles, and hidden fortunes every week. We're diving into a fascinating coin that could be sitting quietly in your change jar, the 1989 D Washington quarter dollar. Believe it or not, some of these coins are worth up to $1.5 million today. If you're between 30 and 70 years old and have old coins lying around, this video is a must-watch. Let's explore why these quarters are so valuable and how you can cash in on them. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, commemorating the first president, George Washington. In 1989, the U.S. Mint produced millions of quarters across various mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Today, we're focusing on the Denver Mint's D mark quarters from 1989. But why should a common quarter from 1989 matter? Most of these coins are worth just 25 cents, but there's a twist. A few rare versions and errors from the 1989 D Mint could be worth far more, even reaching into the millions for collectors. Here's where things get interesting. The 1989 D quarter itself isn't inherently rare, but coins with certain errors or unique features from that year can command enormous prices. Die cracks or double die errors, coins with unusual minting mistakes such as off-center strikes or doubled images, and even some quarters with die clashes or unusual edge details. Collectors prize these anomalies because they're incredibly rare. Often only a handful exist. That scarcity, combined with collector demand, pushes the value through the roof. One reported sale of a 1989 D quarter with a major error reportedly reached around $1.5 million. So, how can you tell if your 1989 D quarter is worth something special? Here's a quick guide. Check the coin's front near the date for a small D. This shows it was minted in Denver. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot any doubling on the letters or numbers. Tiny raised lines running across the coin indicate die cracks. These can add significant value. Is the quarter's edge smooth, or does it have irregularities? Off-center strikes often cause weird edges. Use online images or coin books to see what a normal 1989 D quarter looks like. Any unusual features? That's your clue. If your coin has any of these characteristics, it's time to get it professionally appraised. The market for rare coins is booming. In recent years, we've seen 1989 D quarters with exceptional errors fetch prices between hundreds of thousands to over $1 million at auction. Some collectors and investors have made life-changing money selling these rare finds. For example, in 2023, a 1989 D quarter with a rare die crack sold for nearly $1.5 million at auction. These stories are more than just headlines. They're proof that your old coins could be hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. If you think you might have a valuable 1989 D quarter, here's what you should do. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce its value. Find a reputable coin dealer or appraiser certified by the American Numismatic Association, ANA. Professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade your coin, boosting buyer confidence. Check multiple dealers or auction houses to get the best price. Only sell to trustworthy buyers with good reputations. Taking these steps will help you maximize your coin's value safely and confidently. We're diving deep into one very special coin that could be worth a lot more than you think. The 1998 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter Dollar. Believe it or not, some of these coins are currently valued at over $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, 1.3 million. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just stumbled upon some old quarters in a drawer, stick around because this could be your chance to turn those coins into a fortune. Let's start with a little history. The Washington Quarter has been a staple in American coinage since 1932, originally minted to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the decades, millions and millions have been produced, so at first glance, it might seem like these quarters are just everyday change. But here's the twist. Not all quarters are created equal. In 1998, the Philadelphia Mint produced a special batch of Washington quarters with the P Mint mark. Unlike the usual circulation coins, these P Mint mark quarters were struck under very specific conditions, and some of them have become incredibly rare over time. Now, what makes the 1998 P Washington Quarter worth up to $1.3 million? It all comes down to rarity and condition. In general, Philadelphia Mint quarters don't carry a P Mint mark, which means any 1998 quarter with a P is unusual. Most quarters from Philadelphia in 1998 were minted without the P, so finding one with the mark is a very rare error or special release. A collector's dream. Plus, the coins that reach the highest value are usually in mint condition, meaning they're flawless, with no scratches, wear, or damage, and have retained their original luster. So, how can you tell if you have a 1998 P Washington Quarter? It's pretty straightforward. Look closely at the front, obverse, side of the quarter. Near the date 1998, check for a tiny P Mint mark. It's usually to the right of the date. If you spot it, that's your first big clue. But don't get too excited just yet. Not all P Mint marks are rare or valuable. It needs to be from the specific rare batch, in excellent condition. If you think you've found one, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional coin grader who will verify authenticity and grade the coin's condition. Now, let's talk money, because that's why you're here. The 1998 P Washington Quarter's value can skyrocket, especially for those in top condition. Experts estimate that some of these rare coins have recently sold or could sell for around $1.3 million in the right market. But here's a crucial tip. Don't just rush to sell your coins to the first buyer who offers you cash. Here's what you should do. Use a certified coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Look for reputable coin dealers or auction houses. The higher the grade, MS70 being perfect mint state, the more money you can get. For very rare coins, auctions often bring the highest prices, especially if multiple collectors are interested. Remember, patience and knowledge pay off. Don't worry if you don't have the 1998 P Mint Mark Quarter. The US Mint has produced many valuable coins over the years, and your coin collection could hide other treasures too. Mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, low mintage year special mint marks, S for San Francisco, D for Denver, proof coins and commemoratives. If you're curious, I can help you identify and value them in future videos, so be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. The 1998 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter is a rare find and can be worth up to $1.3 million. Look carefully for the P Mint mark near the date. Get professional grading before selling. Choose trusted dealers or auctions for the best price. If you've got a coin collection lying around, now is the perfect time to take a closer look. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a fortune. We're diving into why one of these coins recently soared in value to a staggering $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. Over $1 million for a coin most people think is just a regular quarter. The 2021 P Washington Quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, was released by the US Mint just a few years ago. It looks like your everyday quarter, but there's one very important detail that makes certain versions incredibly valuable: the mint mark. First, let's quickly talk about mint marks. Mint marks are small letters stamped on coins that tell you where they were made. The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint. Normally, these coins are common and worth only face value, but in rare cases, errors or special production circumstances can make some coins extremely valuable. In 2021, The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these quarters. But some of them came out with unique characteristics, misstrikes, errors in the mint mark, or rare varieties that are almost impossible to find today. And when a coin like this pops up in the market, collectors pay attention. Now, you might be wondering, how can a coin from 2021 be worth over $1 million? Well, it comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. The coin we're talking about today is a very rare error coin with an unusual mint mark placement and other unique features that have been verified by professional grading services. Error coins happen when the mint machinery malfunctions or when dies used for stamping the coin have defects. Collectors prize these errors because they're one of a kind. The 2021 P. Washington quarter, with this specific mint mark error, has recently been auctioned for $1.4 million. At major coin auctions, this particular 2021 P quarter has sparked bidding wars among collectors and investors. The excitement is real because it's a modern coin with a historic sale price, breaking records for quarters minted in this century. If you have any 2021 P. Washington quarters, especially if you've noticed anything unusual about the mint mark or the coin surface, it's worth getting a professional appraisal. Even a coin you think is just a quarter might be worth thousands, or even millions, if it's one of these rare error types. Look for the mint mark carefully, P for Philadelphia, using a magnifying glass. Check for any odd placements, doubling, or smudges on the mint mark. Assess the coin's condition. Coins in mint state or uncirculated condition are worth much more. Take your coin to a reputable coin dealer or get it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Grading is super important because it authenticates your coin's condition and rarity, and that certification can skyrocket its value when you want to sell. And if you decide to sell, here are some tips. Sell through a trusted auction house or reputable coin dealer. Get multiple appraisals to know the true value. Avoid quick sales on platforms where you might get less than your coin's worth. Be patient. The market for rare coins can be volatile but lucrative. In short, the 2021 P. Washington $quarter coin has proven that even the newest coins can hold incredible value if they have the right characteristics. So don't overlook your modern coins. Check them closely, get them appraised, and who knows? You might just have $1 million treasure in your pocket. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on selling valuable coins. And comment below if you have a coin you think might be special. I'd love to hear your stories.